What's going on, good people? Kyron here.
Rachel here. Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden Podcast. What's going on, Rich?
Not too much, not too much. Good to be back. Good to be back. We just finished another recording that we'll be releasing on Friday. But this one you'll be hearing obviously today. Rachel and myself are back after a couple weeks breaks. We had some scheduling issues. I had some. Let me say I. I do not want to put this on Rachel. Rachel had nothing to do with this. My schedule just kind of got a little bit hectic to where I had to push recordings back and change some things up. But we told y'all summer hours. We here. We're
Here we are.
back. Continuing the New York Times best movies of the 21st century. We're going to be talking about movies 90 through 81 on that list. And I'll be real. When we were supposed to record last week, I just hadn't finished all the movies. And I was like, I ain't even ready to talk about it. I could have kind of finessed it, but I didn't want to do that. I told myself I'm going to go through this list. And that was part of the reason. So we're back here again. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend as I continue this journey. For those who don't know, New York Times released a list of the best movies of the 21st century. So pretty much top 100 films since 2000. Thought it was a fascinating list. I've been going to the movies a lot more this year and just trying to expose myself to films that I wouldn't normally watch. So I decided to take the list on just to see what people said was the best and kind of figure out what I'm learning throughout the process. One thing that I'm learning is there are a lot of artsy movies on this. And I said this in a previous episode, but there are different movies for different people.
For sure.
It's very difficult to be like a universally loved film or something that like 90% of the population rocks with because there are some things, especially during this 10 episode or 10 movie stretch that I just went through, I'll never watch it again. Didn't need to watch it the first time.
Okay.
But here they are, ranked top 100. I made a gripe the last episode we did when we went through 91 through 100. Training Day, at the very minimum, should be number 100 on this list. And I can tell you that it's probably better than 7 or 8 of the films that I watched recently. So and it actually spawned something, Rachel. A couple things I want to do. I wanted to mention like the ratings that these films got, sort of like we do at the end of our episodes, just to let people know exactly what's going on. And I want to do a King of the Hill. So in other words, what I want to do is every 10 movies, I want to pick one that I thought was the best and keep it going until I find another movie that I thought it was better than.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't do that for the first episode we did. Just to recap, Superbad was 100. Then we go Memories of Murder, Grizzly Man, Gravity, Black Panther, The Worst Person in the World, Minority Report, Michael Clayton, Gladiator, and Fish Tank. Those were the 10s that we did in our first initial episode. The highest rated film out of those was Gladiator at 8.5. We talked about that. That was the best picture winner. The next one was going to be Memories of Murder, which was number 99 on the list. Film based in Korea about a serial killer. And I'll tell you right now, that would have been my favorite movie that I watched of those first 10.
Okay.
Never seen anything like it. The foreign film aspect of it, I talked about you're going to need the subtitles. But a really fascinating movie and has you in suspense about what's happening next.
Okay.
Like I said, not the best movie I'm sure on this list, but it was my best out of the 10. And we're going to talk about this next 10. Rachel.
Yes.
Number 90. Let's see if you heard of this film. Film called Frances Ha. You ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. You've heard of Greta Gerwig.
Yes.
Who directed Barbie. She is the star of Frances Ha. It was directed by, I believe, her now husband, Noah Baumbach. I believe that's her husband. I think she might have written. I don't know. I don't want to put
no idea.
Shit in there. They collabed in there. I think they are married at this point, but this was one of her first like big acting roles. It came out in 2012. Adam Driver.
No, I know who Adam is.
You have Adam Driver thoughts?
No.
Okay, that's fair. People, I'm starting to learn that people don't like him. Not like him, but they don't like his acting, should I say. I'm not going to say they don't like him. People don't like his acting. And I didn't know that was a thing.
No, no, I don't have
Matter
any.
of fact, I think Noah Baumbach wrote Marriage Story and directed that
I don't know what that is.
with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. Hmm. We might have to discuss that one day, Rachel. We might have to discuss that one day.
Okay.
Very, very, very fascinating story to say the least. Yeah, he wrote it. Stage director and his actor, they go through a struggling divorce, and it's just really intense. Either way,
Maybe
um,
I do know what that is.
you might have seen clips on it. There's a famous scene where this nigga's going off talking about I hate you and I wish you die, but I can't because X, Y, and Z. It's a very intense
Got it.
film. Either way, Noah Baumbach, who I said directed this, he wrote that film. I think he directed it as
Okay.
well.
Mm-hmm.
This was number 90 on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Art house type of film. Kind of reminded me of some of the other ones that were there. Just to give you the premise, a New York woman apprentices for a dance company and throws herself headlong into her dreams, even as the possibility of realizing them dwindles. So this woman, I believe, is 27 in this film. Hasn't isn't successful at anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, Rachel. I know I was at one point where you just kind of you might be the last person that realized that the next phase of your life is already here.
Yeah.
And you need to stop living in this old one. And when I say I went through it, I remember my last year in Toledo. Like there was just like I had no other purpose in Toledo at that point. I was just there just to be there. And it
Yeah.
was like, all right, I got to get up and I got to do something. I moved back to Cincinnati and just kind of started doing things from there. But that's how it. That's how she feels. Frances, this character, like
Mm-hmm.
she's working at this dance studio, wanting to get on full time, but she's not necessarily good enough, and the dance company's not making money. She lives in New York with her friend, but her friend has a boyfriend who ends up being her fiance. Ends up saying, "Hey, you need to find somebody else to live with." Mind you, this Francis girl broke her lease, or excuse me, didn't move in with her boyfriend because she wanted to live with her best friend.
Hmm.
Right, so she kind of just stuck holding the bag, bouncing around from couch to couch, um, really just trying to figure out her way. It's a cool movie. Will I watch it again? I don't see the need to.
Okay.
I really don't. You know, check it out if you want to. It's a 7.4. It's not bad by any means, but it's about an hour and a half. It's an easy watch, but I just don't know the scenario when I would ever watch it again. I didn't
Got
gain anything. I didn't leave the movie saying, "Oh my goodness, this is so profound." It
got
was
it.
cool. It
Mhm.
is what it is. So number 90 on the list, put that on there. Number 89, which is Criminal. I'm gonna say this right now. This movie being number 89 on this list is criminal. All right, Christopher Nolan, Interstellar.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna say it's his best Nolan movie, even though Nolan puts out hit after hit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Rachel, have you ever seen Interstellar?
No,
Okay, you familiar with it?
I'm familiar.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you are by the memes. I'm sure you've seen the Matthew McConaughey crying,
Right.
um, all of that stuff. So Christopher Nolan, which I believe, without looking at a list, I believe he has the most films on this top 100 list. I think he has 5 or 6. I believe Tarantino's next.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Interstellar came out in 2014. I just mentioned to Rachel on a previous recording that if you're gonna be this film is 2 hours and 49 minutes long. If you're gonna be that long, you better be something that I can walk away with
Yeah.
and enjoy and embrace that experience. And it definitely was. It was one of those. The last episode we talked about Gravity, Sandra Bullock, George Clooney,
Mm-hmm.
being a space movie, and this is a space movie times a million. Just Gravity to Gravity's point, or to their fairness, that was one session in space. That was like a 16-hour period or whatever it was that we got to experience what it was like to be there with Sandra Bullock's character. Interstellar is a complete story, some sci-fi elements to it, dystopian world. All if you have crops, then you're rich, and all they can really grow is corn because
Mm-hmm.
of the way of the world and how things are going. Like Matthew McConaughey's character was a pilot, but he's not able to be a pilot anymore because the world doesn't need it. I forget exactly what happened. They're trying to save the planet. They're trying to save the planet, and they need to go outer space to find a new planet for people on Earth to live on. And then things unfold from there. Anne Hathaway's in it.
My girl.
There's a lot of deception. Yeah, shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Anne Hathaway. There's a lot of deception. The mission isn't everything they think it's going to be, right? It isn't everything they think it's going to be. Jessica Chastain is in it.
Oh, I
Some
like
great, Yeah, she's really good in it. Mackenzie Foy plays a younger version of Jessica Chastain's character. John Lithgow's in it. He plays the grandfather. Timothy Chalamet, he's
Mhm.
in it. So all-star cast. 8.7
Okay.
out of 10 is the rating. I'll tell you right now, King of the Hill. By
Okay.
far the best movie I've watched so far out of the 20 that I've gone through.
Where is it streaming?
Right? It is streaming right now on Paramount.
Okay.
On Paramount, right? Now, part of why it's the best is the cinematography.
Mhm.
Beautiful, incredible shots. It's not Nolan's best work. And I don't want to. It got an 8.7. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to hype it. I don't want to undersell it. It's got an 8.7. It's a great movie. It is long. I will tell everybody that it's long. It's 2 hours and 49 minutes. So, and it's not like an action movie where things are moving and you don't even realize the time's going by.
Mhm.
There are some moments where you're just trying to figure out the story. It's great storytelling, great building. Did it have to be that long? Probably not. But I enjoyed every single minute of it. I enjoyed Christopher Nolan's storytelling, and it had a cool. Well, I don't want to say cool, but the plot as you get towards the end, not necessarily a twist, but small twist,
Okay.
small turn. We'll call it that. We'll call it that. Interstellar is at number 89. I think that is the best film that I've watched. Like I said on this list, I can't believe that some of these other films that are in front of it are in front of it. I will have a caveat. There's a movie called The Gleaners and I that got a 7.7. I cannot find this film anywhere. Can't
Okay.
find it on Amazon. It's not streaming anywhere. The closest I got was I found a YouTube version of it, but it is a foreign film, so it was in no captions, no subtitles, and I think it was in French.
Can't do it.
And I know I took 4 years of French, but I couldn't say none of them words, so I didn't really have a chance to watch it. So I will say that's going to be the one hole that I have in this list. Didn't get the opportunity, but it is what it is.
Okay.
As we move along, number 87, directed by Peter Jackson. You ever seen Lord of the Rings?
I have
You have.
all of them.
I had never seen Lord of the Rings, Rachel. Ever.
Really?
Not once. Um,
I'll tell you, we know I'm a fantasy-ish girl. Shout out to them thrones and whatnot, but I really, really, really loved Brit Lit in high school. And so Beowulf, Lord of the Rings, all of that. I saw the movies, read the books.
I ain't mad at you.
Hmm.
I was so this film came out. It's the first one,
The
y'all, just for
Hobbit,
reference.
all of that. Hmm.
Pops loved it. Pops had it on DVD, right? Sci-fi fantasy was something I got into a little bit later, and I will tell you right now, in 2001, I think that's the same year Harry Potter came out, the first one, Sorcerer's Stone.
Never seen
And for some reason, I was, yeah. See, you've watched this, but you didn't watch Harry Potter.
it.
For some reason, I was very anti
Hmm.
in 2001. I just didn't. Harry Potter was this big rave. The books obviously came out prior. I remember people reading the books.
Hmm.
Couldn't understand why I would want to see a movie at 14, especially, right? Because you think you've grown. I don't know why I wanted to see a movie about a wizard and his friends. Like that
Hmm.
just seemed weird to me. I didn't understand the obsession.
Yeah.
And Rachel and myself have talked about we were kids who had the cable box in our rooms. And I remember one day just having Harry Potter on one night and just trying to go to sleep, and I could not go to sleep because I was captivated how good the movie was.
Yeah.
And I'll say the same about Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was the same way for me. I told people for years that I didn't think I would like it, so I'm not going to give it a try. Once again, we talk about runtime. Right? We're
Hmm.
talking about 3 hours, about hobbits and elves and shit. I'm cool. I don't need any of that. But I will say, watching it for this list made me want to watch all the other movies. I want to watch the other two remaining in the series. I want to watch The Hobbit. I don't know if they have a TV series. I think they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
All right. It is fascinating to see what they're doing. I understand the hype around it. This film, just to give it its proper name, The Fellowship of the Ring, like I said, came out in 2001, 8.9 out of 10. One of
Okay.
the highest rated films that we've ever really discussed. And it won 4 Oscars. None for acting. It was mostly like special effects,
Hmm.
cinematography, things like that. Or was it cinematography? I don't want
Probably.
to lie on this movie. Um,
Probably score.
Best cinematography, yeah. Best makeup, best music, and best effects.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I understand it now. Shout out Lethal Shooter. I understand it now, and I'm definitely in the Lord of the Rings like realm.
Okay.
It's not Game of Thrones level. It's not Harry Potter level, but I think the more I watch it, it could maybe get to that Harry Potter. Shout out Ravenclaw Gang Gang. You already know what it is. Rachel has no idea what that means. Rachel, man, what house would you be, Rachel? Hey, do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor. And listen to this podcast and you have been listening for a while and you're a Harry Potter fan. Please write and let us know what house do you think Rachel would be in. Rachel doesn't know what that means, but y'all do. You're a Harry Potter fan. I need to know what house you think Rachel would be in.
The bad bitches.
I want to say I got some thoughts, but I don't want to share. Keep it at that. But there's really not too much to say. Lord of the Rings came out 24 years ago. Mm-hmm, all the hype has been written. I'm late to the train, mm-hmm. but I'll accept that. So here we are. Number 86. You ever see Past Lives?
No.
All right, so it's streaming on Netflix right now.
Okay.
Directed by Celine Song. Celine Song also directed a movie that I saw this year that I was excited to see it, but wasn't a fan of, called The Materialist.
I want to watch that.
I think you should watch it.
Yeah.
It's not awful. I just had higher expectations. Well, her first movie was Past Lives, and it's much better than The Materialist.
Okay.
And if you have a Netflix account, I definitely recommend you suggest it. There is this girl who grew up in South Korea, and she has a friend that she likes. Mm-hmm. You see them as children. They go out on a date, but they know they're immigrating to New York. Like the girl's family knows they're immigrating to New York, but the mom set it up. They know, like, hey, they cool, the whole nine. The family moves to New York, and this is maybe 12 years later. And technology, as you know it, has advanced, and it turns on some, you know what? Remember that boy that you see, there's a scene of her face on her mom. Remember that boy I had a crush on, and we went on a date? Wonder what he's up to. Because I don't know how many people did this, but when Facebook and things like that really started to come around, a lot of people spent time looking for
searching people
from their past, right? I used to have this friend in second grade. I wonder if I can type their name in and find them and maybe reconnect. There's a lot of that going on. So that was a big play in this. They were actually on Skype calls. Why you get weak, Rachel? You say,
I too have thought about one of my old Facebook friends. Shout out to Flint, Michigan.
Shout out to Flint. I've been to Flint one time, and I ain't even gonna tell y'all what it was for. Batman ain't getting that story out of me. But
shout out to Big Rock.
Shout out to them. There's a quote in this movie. Going back to the premise, you reconnect with somebody from your past, realizing that this, the person I left behind is a different person.
Oh my God.
We all grow. Mm-hmm. We all grow. We're not that same people. So you hold on to this memory, but what happens if you just kind of pick up like nothing happened, like nothing changed? So he's still in Korea, and she's in New York, and there's FaceTiming every day, Skyping every day. He's in school. She's doing her thing. And there's a moment where she's like, when did you say you could come to New York? He said, probably about a year. And she was like, yeah, and I can't be able to come to Korea for like a year. Like, mm-hmm. What are we doing? Like, why are we romanticizing this whole thing like we're about to be together? So she moves on with her life. Oh. And she ends up getting married. And there is a moment where he comes, sees her in New York. And it's a very fascinating moment where the husband, he knows about this guy. He knows their childhood friends, and he's very supportive on some, hey, get it out. Like, if that's what you need. Like, he doesn't think that she's attracted to him, but she knows they're old friends. And there's a quote in the movie that says, if you leave something behind, you gain something too. If you leave something behind, you gain something too. So yes, she left this guy behind. She left this world behind, but she gained this whole new life. And it's just a very interesting, I don't want to say social experiment, but if that's how you want to look at the film, what happens when you try to reconnect with something even though you've already gained different things. You don't need it, but you want it, but it's not a necessity.
Now we let it go. It came back. That's how strong it was.
Yeah,
You belong to
like
cuz. Couldn't belong to
shout out
me.
to Earl, but it's really more so of being at peace with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Being at peace with like, yo, and hence the title, past lives. Maybe there's a past life where we were. There's this theme that they have. I forget what the word is, but it's supposed to tie in that we're connected,
Got it.
right? So everybody's
Interstellar.
connected. And what?
Interstellar.
And he even mentions like, so there's a moment where the husband and the friend, oh boo, whatever you want to call them, are talking. He says like, we have that. Like me and you are connected in that sense because of her. And it's just an interesting story to tell. Like I said, I think personally it's much better than the Materialist. Materialist just didn't live up to the
Hype.
expectations that I thought they were going to have. Past Lives came out in 2023, hour 45 minutes, not a hard watch. Just as far as the synopsis, I'll just read it. So Nora and Hae-sung, two deeply connected childhood friends, are arrested apart after Nora's family immigrates from South Korea. 20 years later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. So it's really about, hey, is there such thing as meant to be? Is there such thing as destiny? Is there such thing as soulmates? Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Not the best movie, but a very good watch. It is something I would watch again. Like I said, came out in 2023. Check that out.
Okay.
Number 85 on the list. Not too many comedies on here, but I will say this one deserves to be. This is one of the dumbest, goofiest movies I've ever seen in my life. And I'm almost ashamed at how much I like it. I'm not the only one because people love this movie. Did it deserve to be top 100? Probably not. But if you put Superbad on there, then you have to put this on there. Anchorman.
Okay, fine. Yes. Shout out to Ron Burgundy.
Shout out to Ron Burgundy. I think it's fascinating that 25 years from now, right? 25 years from now, in the year 2050, people might look back at a movie called Anchorman and say, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, for sure.
But if you were around in 2004 when this movie came out, this film was everywhere. This character was everywhere.
For sure.
The purpose of it was the absurdity of it, just how goofy and silly it was. And the one-liners in there, just you can't help but to laugh. I told y'all last week when I talked about, last episode when we talked about Superbad, my brand of comedy is either very dry, dark sense of humor, or it's so ridiculous that I gotta laugh at it. So over the top, and that's exactly what Anchorman is. I'll tell y'all right now, my favorite Anchorman story is here on the Culture Guard. We talk about test screenings and how that works in Hollywood and the stuff, the information they're trying to get. Well, they did a test screening of Anchorman, and we just got finished telling you about how much of a hit it was. But when they did their initial test screening, people in the audience were laughing, they were having a good time. And then when they get the scores, they were rated pretty low, like a D. I forget what, I think they use a number system, but equivalent to like a D, C minus.
Oh, wow.
And Adam McKay, the director, was confused. He didn't understand it. Like, what? I heard people laughing. I heard people saying what's going on. Like, why are they rating this movie so low? I think one of the producers or someone on the film crew came up to him and said, "You're an idiot. Like, you guys are idiots." And he was like, "What?" He's like, "You killed the dog." So in the original version of this, if y'all remember, Jack Black's character kicked Baxter over the bridge. There was no return of Baxter. So the audience thought Baxter died, and y'all know y'all can't do nothing. You know how they feel. They love them animals more than they love us.
For sure.
So the fact that the dogs didn't come back, they thought the dog was dead, and they started rating it bad reviews, which led to the scene with Baxter coming back at the end and running back to Ron at the zoo and the whole nine.
Got it.
And that's when they showed that version of it. That's when they started getting the A's and the everything else, all because of a dog. I thought that was very fascinating.
Interesting
is what I'll say. Are you familiar with the Frat Pack?
Bradley Cooper in them.
No, not Bradley Cooper. So it's the Wilson brothers, Vince Vaughn, um, Will
Will
Ferrell,
Ferrell, yes. Okay.
yeah, Jack Black, all of that.
Mhm.
They had a run of movies. I don't know if y'all are familiar. Just look up the Frat Pack. Um, and then over time, you can probably put Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, and all that stuff in there.
Mhm.
But you just had these guys, Ben Stiller's in the Frat Pack, and just these run of movies that they had where either they would collab or show up in each other's movies. Think of Old School. Think of Meet the Parents, even though it was just Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller. Think
Mhm.
of Zoolander, Step Brothers,
Internship.
this, all of that stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Internship, is that?
It's two. It's the one with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, and then the other one with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro.
That's the one I was thinking about.
I
Anne
think that's
Hathaway and
just
Robert
like
De
the
Niro.
intern or something like that.
Oh, you talking about the one where they worked at Google?
Hmm.
Vince Vaughn and them? Yeah, I forgot about that one. Damn. And then yeah, all that shit. All that stuff. Wedding Crashers.
Hmm.
I don't know if I have a favorite out of them. I think I might have mentioned maybe Old School, Wedding Crashers. Those are probably I would have had those maybe on the list. I do like that a little bit more than Anchorman, but I appreciate the ridiculousness of Anchorman. Very easy the movie to put on. Quote, hey, how about we go out for a little dinner, maybe some sex, let's see what happens. Sex Panther, that whole cologne thing, is banned in 9 countries. This shit just stupid. The
Stupid.
character of Brick is so
Hmm.
stupid that it's funny. Shout out to Anchorman. I don't know if I'd have it at number 85 on the top 100, but I understand it. I
Yeah.
understand what a big deal it was, especially if you were around and outside in 2004. All right, Rachel. This next movie, number 84. I kind of want you to watch it just because I had to watch it. I don't even want to talk to you about it. I just want you to watch it. Because
Okay.
I sat there for 2 hours and 15 minutes and I watched this movie for this list.
Okay.
And there were multiple times like, what the fuck am I? What are we doing? What is this? It's got a 7.1 out of 10.
Hmm.
Psychological drama. It's called Melancholia.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of this.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst, Charlotte Gainsbourg, Kiefer Sutherland, Alexander Skarsgård, his dad. I forget what his dad's name is. That's all them Skarsgårds. Stellan.
Mhm.
Stellan Skarsgård. How do you describe this? All right, trigger warning. It deals with depression. Nobody does anything drastic. Well, actually, I take that back. But it does deal with depression when you dive into Kirsten Dunst's character who's suffering from it. It doesn't give a deep dive. You just know she's depressed. Something's going on, right? But
Mhm.
it's an untraditional movie. Like when you watch this, you start at this wedding. Actually, you start with these random ass scenes of slow motion in these fields, and it doesn't make any sense. And you see this planet running into another planet, and then you start at this wedding. It's very disjointed. I'm not really interested in the characters. Like they really don't do anything to pull me in. But the premise is two sisters find their already strained relationship challenged as a mysterious new planet threatens to collide with Earth. Yeah, the face Rachel just made, if you're watching on YouTube, that's exactly the face I made when I was watching this film. Never, ever will watch this film
Okay.
again. I don't understand why it was made. I don't understand what the director or writer was going through when they wrote this movie. I don't understand why it made the top 100 list. Like, I'm baffled. Once
Mhm.
again, Training Day, my nigga. Like, let's just use that one movie. There's countless
Yeah.
movies I can use, but let's just use that as the barometer. Training Day didn't make it, but Melancholia did.
Bust
If
that.
you've seen Melancholia, please write in. Let me know what you think. Maybe tell me what I missed because this movie shouldn't even been. If I could re-rank them, it would be
Not
100.
on the
If I
list.
had to force it in this, it would be 100.
Got it.
Easily, by far, it's not it. That's all I got to say about it.
Mhm.
83. Number 83 is a film called Inside Llewyn Davis. It's a Coen Brothers movie. The Coen Brothers are incredible. They obviously have at least one more movie I know for sure on this list. Um, this one has Oscar Isaac. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Oscar Isaac. See, you see what I mean? Didn't I tell you these 10 were just kind of blah? Like these movies were blah. That might be part of the reason why I couldn't get through them on
Yeah.
time for our last recording because I
Mhm.
just didn't have any motivation. Some of these movies are like, what the fuck we got going on? Oscar Isaac plays this character called Louis Davis, who is a folk singer in New York City in the 60s,
Mm-hmm.
Greenwich Village. And it just kind of follows a week in his life
Okay.
and what he got going on. Justin Timberlake's in it briefly. Who else is in there? Carey Mulligan, John Goodman, Garrett Hudlin. A few names that you know. I would watch it again. It's not about anything. Even the
Mm-hmm.
Coen brothers said there's a cat in this film. And they said the only reason the cat is in this film because the movie doesn't have a plot. We just needed something to do, like to kind of keep things in there. Once again,
Okay.
Rachel, you're making that face because the movie has no plot. It follows this guy for a week and he's not really doing anything. He doesn't have a motive other than to get some money for his music, which most artists did in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitchhiking. He's he's bumming from couch to couch. He's at these different like clubs trying to perform.
Was he
You know that
prostituting? Just
no, he
trying to
wasn't
find the
prostituting.
interest here. Okay.
Well, I won't spoil it for anybody who wants to watch it. I won't say he's prostituting, but there is a nice little twist that you
Okay.
find out.
Doing
But it doesn't
something
really matter because the movie's not one of those movies. Like even the twist isn't going to change the movie for you. It's just this random dude that's just trying to make it in life,
right.
and
Okay.
that's it. That's really it. No point, no plot. You shrug your shoulders and you go about your day after you watch it. Cool.
Got it. Okay.
Like I said, it's Coen Brothers. I will watch it again, but it's nothing to talk about.
Okay.
So if you're into people watching, sure. That's really about it. Inside Llewyn Davis. 7.4. I'm not mad at it.
Shout out to that.
I'm not mad at it. Random as shit. It was nominated for 2 Oscars. Best Achievement in Cinematography and Best Achievement in Sound Mixing.
Okay.
Didn't win any of them. Number 83. Make sure I got this right. No, that was number 83. I'm sorry. Number 82. Second to last on this list so far. It's really a documentary. It's called The Act of Killing. Rachel, where do I start with this? How do I describe this?
I don't know.
All right, so
Is it about assisted unaliving?
no.
Okay.
No, actually, that probably would have been a little bit more fascinating. Well,
Okay.
no, I won't say this was fascinating, but for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Synopsis, all right? A
Mhm.
documentary which challenges former Indonesian death squad leaders to reenact their mass killings in whichever cinematic genres they wish, including classic Hollywood crime scenarios and lavish musical numbers. So, yes, you heard that right. So these Indonesian death squad killers, right? Back when communism was taking over in Indonesia, they had people that would come, and if you're communist, you are dying.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to round you up and we're going to kill you.
Crazy.
And so the director originally was going to make this documentary about the survivors of the families who were killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people who were killed and murdered. I don't even want to say killed, murdered in these ways because of the fear of communism in that part of the world now. Because obviously you saw what happened if you were communist, like they're killing you. They couldn't find a lot of people that were willing to talk or even too many survivors, but they did end up finding a lot of people who led these deaths. They led these death squads and were the executioners.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, you know what? Let's just turn this movie about them and start interviewing them. And I guess the chilling part of it is it's got an 8.2 out of 10. But I think the reason why, because all they're doing is reenacting how they kill people. Like there's a moment in this film where like one of the guys who everyone was afraid of, and he's an older man at this point, he's going through like, yeah, we used to kill him here, but then, we used to beat him to death, but then there was too much blood. So we found new ways. And obviously this is all subtitles in foreign language. But I think the reason it captivates people is because it really makes you look at life and say, oh shit, like this is the world we live in. Not everyone thinks like you. Not everyone has the same moral ground and compass as you. Like not everyone, as horrified and mortified as I am that people are out there like remembering these murders like it was just a regular Tuesday. like they didn't impact lives, they didn't kill people. Like, yeah, sure, I'll reenact that. Cool, that'll be fun.
That's
Like, there's people out there who just think like that, and this film just reminds you of that. There's people that think like that. I don't give a fuck about these people. It's mind blowing, really. I think that's the best word for it. It's a mind blowing film, and more than anything, it makes you look at humanity different.
mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the characters. This makes you look at humanity different and realize there's a whole different world of people who have different thoughts and everything. And that's just kind of what it comes down to. That's all. Watch it with your own, watch it at your own leisure.
Okay. I'm never pressed to play on that. Some of
Yeah,
these
you
other
never know.
ones, maybe. This never. But
Yeah, I would say I'll go through this list and I'll tell you what my Rachel recommends. I'll tell you the ones I think Rachel should watch.
okay.
Um, the other thing, the other bad thing about this film, so you can't find the original version. The original version is like an hour 57 minutes. They only have the director's cut, which is like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So that makes it even more difficult to watch it. It's on Tubi, like a lot of foreign films are. That's where I watched Francis Ha and I watched a lot of this other stuff. But it's on Tubi. If you want to check it out, you can. I'm not saying it's going to change your life. I don't understand. Maybe Grizzly Man was a little bit more fascinating, but it is what it is.
Okay.
That's number 82. And then the last film, Rachel, a film that I know you've seen. Know for a fact that you've seen this. Oscar winner for Best Actress. Came out in, what year did this movie come out? 2010? Let's see if I'm right. Yes, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis,
Black Swan.
Mr. Castle, Winona Ryder, Black Swan. Black Swan is number 81 on this list. I know you've seen Black Swan, Rachel. What are your thoughts on that film?
Black Swan a million times. For those of you who don't know, at one point in my life, I was a very serious dancer. So even now, if it's a dance movie that comes out, I will probably see it. I really enjoyed Natalie Portman, and she was on a run that 2009, 10, 11 era. And shout out to, before I knew Mila Kunis didn't bathe, I was a big fan of her.
Isn't it crazy how we all had the same? We all turned after that article came out. Like, you bugging.
Yeah, that's crazy because obviously I loved that 70s show and Family Guy. So I was a fan of hers, but she doesn't bathe. So docked points there. But I love Black Swan. I love that movie. Now it's probably going to be on me to watch in the very near future. Love it.
Yeah. Synopsis for the film. Nina is a talented but unstable ballerina on the verge of stardom. Pushed to the breaking point by her artistic director and a seductive rival, Nina's grip on reality slips, plunging her into a walking nightmare. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, the first time I watched this movie, I didn't know what the fuck was going I remember it being like creepy. It was creepy more than anything to me. And I remember hearing the hype about it, how good it was, and the acting, which it is. But I don't know if I appreciated it back in 2010 when I first watched it. And then just living life and going through things and seeing stuff, you just realize.
Not living.
You know, right? Keep living. It's for one, I like watching films about stuff that I've never seen focused on before. Mm-hmm. So like the dance world, the ballerina, like kind of world, right? You take this story, which you could easily take the story and put it into shit. This story's coming out this year. It's a movie called Him coming out, right? It kind of feels like the same type of premise. Like, how far are you willing to go to be great? Yeah. Like, how far are you willing to go to really chase your dreams? That's kind of what Black Swan is about. And I think it's more so about how competitive and how easy it is to lose yourself. Mm-hmm. Literally in these type of worlds. I think these very unique. I'm trying to think of given activities: golf, tennis, dance, skiing. These kind of elite activities that not everyone has access for.
Equestrian.
There's been a lot of conversations about like basketball now. Like the sport of basketball has now become
Rich
you have to
kid
spend
sport.
thousands and 1000s of
Mhm.
dollars. Like you don't have those I got it out the mud stories anymore. You look at the NBA draft, you see a lot of mixed babies and a lot of hey, man, I'm just telling you what it is. Ain't too
Mhm.
many more LeBrons. Like Anthony Edwards is the
Yeah.
last of a breed of this young generation where I just got it out the mud.
Mhm.
Now they train 24/7 and everything else that goes with it. And once you dedicate and you're that intense about it, what does that look like in the outside influences, right? Vincent Castle, I don't know. You ever seen a movie called Derailed
No.
with Clive Owen and Jennifer Aniston? Vincent Castle's in it.
No.
Really good movie. Trigger warning in there as well. But I became a fan of his. There was also another movie that he did back in the day, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. I'll mention that in a second. But I just think his character, just he played the very prototypical, stereotypical man in charge,
Mhm.
dangling this carrot. If you want this, you
You
got to
got
do
this.
certain things for it.
Mhm.
But also try to play it off like, oh, I ain't mean nothing by that. I was just trying to get the best out of you. Like one of those worst type of niggas, right?
Got it. Got it.
Um, I don't know. I don't know, Rachel. I just really like Black Swan. I think
It's very good.
it's not easy to watch for
No.
someone like me, just because it is creepy. I will
Mhm.
stand by that word. It can be a little bit creepy. Seeing her fall into this in and out of reality,
Yeah,
but also very fascinating movie and very well done. I will say that.
for sure. Everybody put their weight. Everybody, as far as
Everybody, and
performance goes.
yeah, and it didn't even need like so. Mila Kunis wasn't even. She's in the film. She's second lead, but
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. This movie's maybe hour 45 minutes. She
Yeah.
might have 30 minutes. Nothing crazy. Like she comes around. You don't see her for most of the first hour,
Mhm.
and then she makes an impact towards the last part of it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So that is that's the movie. He's also on Oscar. Vincent Castle's also on Ocean's 12. You know I love Oceans, which I believe is on this list at some point. We're gonna get
I'm
to Ocean's
sure
11.
at least 11.
Yeah, at least 11 is for sure. So with that being said, Francis Ha, Interstellar, criminally underrated. Oh, before I go through these, let me just tell you what I think Rachel would like.
Yeah.
See what Rachel would write. If I suggested Francis Ha to Rachel, I'm getting a what the fuck you got me watching text. Interstellar, Rachel would like probably a little bit too long.
Mhm.
One and done. I think you'll appreciate it, but I can't see you revisiting it.
Got it.
Like you'll be cool that you watched it, but it's not something that you're going to be at your crib saying, "Oh, I can't wait to watch Interstellar again."
Got it.
Gleaner and I, Omission, Lord of the Rings. You've already seen it. We already talked about that.
Mhm.
Past Lives. I definitely would recommend that to you. Probably out of any other film on this list, that's the film that I would say,
That's the
Rachel,
one. And it's
you
on
can probably
Netflix.
check that out. It's on Netflix. Yeah, just an interesting story. It's not going to blow you away. You've seen better movies, but it's got a little bit of Rachel in it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Melancholia, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never. Never. Inside Llewyn Davis, I wouldn't recommend it. If you watched it and you wanted to talk about it, I'll talk to you about it. But I wouldn't tell you you got to sit down and watch this.
Mhm.
The Act of Killing, absolutely not. And Black Swan, we just talked about. So that's it. Underwhelming 10. I think I like last week's 10 more than this.
Yeah, yeah, same. But it
Um,
is what it is. Fuck it, we ball.
okay, we ball. So I'm enjoying this. I'll continue to give you updates on what I'm learning about myself and movies as we go through these numbers. Remember, this is going to be coming out every other week. We're trying to figure out our schedule right now because we got Labor Day coming out and coming up, and we definitely take breaks during holidays. This is Thursday when this is released. We have an episode coming out tomorrow on Friday to discuss Highest to Lowest. And I think we might be off next week since you're getting 2 episodes, and then we'll pull out another one. I don't know. Just be on the lookout. We're going to have an episode either, if not next week, then the week after. But we definitely have 2 for you this week.
For
That's
sure.
all I know right now. Rachel and myself were trying to figure out our schedule earlier. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thank you
If you
so
are
much.
enjoying this journey, or if you're even watching these movies as I'm watching them, please let us know. If you watched any of these films and want to give your thoughts, please write
Let us
in.
know.
Let us know what you
Absolutely.
think, because if you watch Melancholia and you like it, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's get you some help first, and then we can talk. All right, because I want to know exactly what it is that you enjoyed about that film, along with some of these others. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to talk about episodes 80 through 71. Until then, y'all be cool. How y'all be cool.
Peace out.
We out. Peace.